Hey, it's Justin with NRN, and I'm joined with JR. JR, what's up, dude?
Hey, JB, how you doing tonight, buddy?
Doing all right. Still fighting this cold a little bit, but it's getting better a little bit. It's getting better every day.
We'll just, keep on doing what you're doing.
Keep fighting the good fight.
Alcohol taken internally, and some chicken soup is always good.
You see, here's the deal: I'm on this diet that my cousin got me started on called Whole30. And so you go 30 days with no dairy, no carbs, no sugar, no additives, and no alcohol. So usually when I get sick, I usually drink some bourbon and stuff like that, or some tequila or something like that. Well, I can't have any of that because I'm on this Whole30 thing.
Okay, screw that diet, man.
Oh, man. I tell you what, though, it's working. Like, I'm feeling, if I wasn't so dang sick, I'd feel a whole lot better, I guess. But I've lost some weight, and yeah. So it's doing its job. But I'm only on day 9 of the 30 days.
Oh, wow. So
Yeah.
is it more like is it a weight loss thing or a body cleansing thing?
It's kind of it's more of a body cleanse thing because they don't want you to weigh yourself on the diet. They say don't weigh yourself at all. So it's more of a body cleansing thing, I reckon. But you actually do lose weight on it. And the thing is, you eat fat. Like, they want you to use olive oil to cook your food. Now I have an air fryer, so I've been cooking most of my chicken and stuff in the air fryer. But, I eat a lot of vegetables. So I eat, like, chicken and vegetables a lot. I can have ribeye steak. I actually bought me some steaks tonight, but I just feel so crummy. I just don't have an appetite.
Yeah, you need some chicken soup, brother.
See, I don't know if I can have, like, chicken soup because I don't think it's on the thing. I can have bone broth.
Bone broth.
Yeah, I don't know if you've ever heard of that. I'd never heard of that until the Whole30 thing either. But I can have bone broth, and I can probably put some chicken in that.
Yeah, bone broth's kind of like a stock you make, I believe.
Yeah, but I don't know if I can have just a can, because usually when I get sick, what I like to do, like I said before, I like to drink tequila or bourbon or something like that, and I also like hot and sour soup, but I don't think I can have hot and sour soup on this diet that I'm on.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think so. But the point of the diet is, I guess, and it's already kind of working this way, is that basically, it takes, 21, 22 days to change a habit. So, so basically, what you do is you go eating this way for 30 days, and at the end of the 30 days, you find that you don't crave the things you used to anymore because you've started a new eating habit, and you've cleaned yourself, and you're feeling healthy and all that. So that's basically how this works.
Well, good luck with that, my friend, and I hope it works for you.
I mean, it already has. I mean, you remember how I used to look in college? I was a rather hefty-sized dude.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm not that big anymore. I've lost some weight. I have been working out a lot, and then this diet has been helping me get under my plateau. But
well, good deal. I think I saw a recent picture of you. You got the beard thing going?
Oh yeah, the beard thing. That I've basically become a project for a friend of mine. She and her other friend, my two friends, right? Their goal for me this year was to get me a girlfriend. That was their goal, right? So I've become their little canvas. And basically they've tried dyeing my hair a different color. They want me to grow a beard. My friend is also very into fitness, so she's got me working out and stuff to get in shape. So they want all these changes they wanted to make, and I actually asked them, I said, what is it about me you do like, actually? Because they're like, we need to change your hair, we need to change your appearance, but the beard thing was their idea, and you know what, I actually kind of dig the beard. I didn't think I'd like it at first, but I actually kind of dig the beard, and it's gotten popular.
It's when you first start with the beard, I think it's kind of itchy and stuff. It's hard to get used to, but after you get it grown out a little bit, it's I think it feels more natural than getting up and shaving every day.
Yeah, the beard at first was awful. I couldn't stand it, but now like it doesn't ever itch, and it and I like it, and I maintain it. I got me some clippers, so when it gets too big and too out of control, I cut it back a little bit.
Well, I think it suits you well.
Well, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. What they were trying to do was they were trying to make me look older because they said I'm almost 30. Can you believe that? I'm almost 30. And
wow.
Yeah, and they didn't think I looked old enough to drink yet. So they were like they were like, you have to get rid of the baby face thing. So they had me grow the beard.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Well, I like it personally. I like it. It's a natural thing.
Well, thank you.
Men have beards.
Men have beards. That's right. And people take men with beards seriously, right? They take them seriously. You have do you have facial hair? You have facial hair, don't you? You still got your facial hair? You got a goatee?
I've got a full beard.
Nice.
Yeah, back in school, I was pretty clean cut back in school.
I think I remember you having a goatee.
I haven't had a haircut in over 2 years, and
wow, how long is that hair now?
It's my hair's about down on my shoulder blades right now. I keep my beard trimmed up though, because I just like the in the winter I usually let it go and get the mountain man look.
Oh yeah.
To me it just feels a little bit better, but when it starts getting warm, I like to feel a little bit of the breeze on my face.
Yeah, in the winter it's like a coat for your face.
Toboggan.
Yes.
Toboggan or something.
I used to have long hair too in high school, but it didn't suit me very well.
Really?
It did not suit me at all. I looked crazy. I looked ridiculous. I looked like a blonde Edward. I looked like a blonde Edward Scissorhands.
Wow, I really can't imagine you with the long hair, because I've always seen you with the
short,
pretty much super short hair.
Yeah, and now my hair's falling out. I'm gonna lose all my hair before too long.
Remember, there's stuff like Hair Club for Men,
yeah.
Hey, and if that's the way it turns out, and you get like nail pattern baldness, my dad had that. My brother and I were always scared that we were going to get it.
Yeah.
It looks like you're wearing a donut. But you could do the head shave thing. I think would be great for you. If that ever happens.
I'm just scared of looking like a Fester Adams or something like that. With
hey, it's all in the wardrobe.
Yeah. So let's talk about the big news for the week. So the big news for the week, obviously, Kevin Harvick kicked ass once again in Vegas, as you saw. It just.
Oh man, ladies and gentlemen, wait, here it is. Yes, it is. Here's Kevin.
Yes.
Harvick show.
Lap 2, he takes the lead and he drives away from him and everything. Well, since the whole field got a good look at his rear end, because that's all they saw all afternoon was his rear end. Chase Elliott noticed something about the window, and he said the window was kind of slumped in, kind of caving in, bent. Pictures started to surface that under speed, his car was bending as the air, I guess, traveled over it. And when he was pacing, it wasn't a problem.
Right.
But apparently today, NASCAR took his car apart, and they found two things. And one of them was that the window support over there wasn't properly secured and was causing that window to bend and dip down on the right side of the car. And also there was, I think, some braces that were not made out of aluminum.
Something in the rock, I believe.
Yes, not made out of aluminum. And therefore, NASCAR has removed the 7 bonus points he gained for the win and the stage win. So it's basically they took the win away from him.
What can you say about that? Who was it?
Rusty
Wallace.
Rusty Wallace.
You're not cheap, you're not racing.
That's right. So they've taken the win away from Kevin Harvick, and they've hit his crew chief Rodney Childress with $50,000 fine. But dang, I guess there was something up with the car. I actually didn't think that the window thing was that big. I don't know if they meant to do that. That's the thing. I don't know if they meant to do that, because how much of an advantage do you think you'd get with the right side window bending like that, with the air traveling up? Would you get an advantage?
Is it the right side window or the left side window?
It was the right side of the car. The back window was bending.
So that's on the upper side of the track. It may have something to do with the airflow restriction. Because NASCAR changed the the air package, the splitter and everything this year. It may have something to do with that. I hope in the next few days before the next race, we're in Phoenix this weekend.
Yeah, which actually is one of Kevin Harvick's favorite racetracks.
Yeah, exactly. And maybe they'll shed a little bit of light on that, and we'll know what's going on with that. But that's one of those things you wouldn't really think of. It's like like a hollow axle or something like that.
Right. I mean, these guys are always trying to be creative, trying to find ways to get more speed out of the cars. And I tell you what, Kevin Harvick had a super fast car. I mean, he won stage 2 by 5 seconds. It was like Kevin Harvick crossed the line at the end of the stage, and you were kind of like waiting, like, okay, we're waiting, and here comes Blaney. You know what I mean? Like, it was crazy how fast his car was and how no one had anything for him. So I'm thinking, like, did they mean, I guess they did mean to do it, but, like, did they really mean to, how could they have figured out, how did they figure out by not giving proper support to that right side window that would give them extra speed? That's what just baffles me. It's how they figured that out, if it gives them an advantage.
Who was it failed the inspection?
It was Jimmy Johnson. I tell you what, they're really cracking down on this because the week before that in Atlanta, Martin Truex Jr. failed it 3 times, so they ejected his car chief, and they put him at the rear of the field. And then Jimmy Johnson failed the inspection. They put him at the rear of the field and ejected his car chief as well. And also Ross Chastain failed the inspection 3 times. So they're really cracking down on this year. I can understand where the aluminum thing, the support's not being made out of aluminum. I can see where that's a big no-no because obviously they're trying to play with weight in the car by not making them into a certain amount of material. They're obviously trying to find lighter weight metals and materials to make those things out of to get speed, to get extra speed.
What would it be using though, like plastic bottles or something?
I don't know how that could even work.
Aluminum, with aluminum foil, they could say, well, it's aluminum.
We wrapped it in foil. It's aluminum foil. It's still technically aluminum. It's made out of foil. Now, what would be interesting is to actually try to go back and look at the Atlanta race to see if his car was doing the same thing at Atlanta, seeing if that right side window was bending a little bit. See if they've been doing this for the last 2 weeks.
When you put your car in the wind tunnel for testing and stuff, you see the airflow going around the car, and you can figure out some way just get a little more aerodynamics out of your car, because of the new air package and everything they've got. That may be giving him a little more downforce on the rear end, which what everybody's been complaining about.
It must be. It must be giving him a little extra push down there that is keeping the back end of that car a little more stable in the corners and giving him more power coming off, or he's able to get to the gas quicker. I mean, it's no joke. I mean, you look at that. I mean, you look at the race at Vegas, and you clearly can see that he is miles above everyone else right now. So clearly they're doing something, and I'm just amazed at how they were able to come up with that. I mean, if that's honestly what they did, who in the world thought that, like, well, if we let the right window go down just a little bit, we'll get this extra amount of speed? Because they're clearly leagues above the other teams. I mean, no one had anything close to him for the last 2 weeks. No one's had anything close to him. He dominated in Atlanta, and he dominated in Vegas. He led 209 laps out of the 267 laps they ran.
Yeah, and in stage 2, if he had come up through the pack quicker, he probably would have beaten Gordon's record.
For leading the most laps at Vegas?
For leading the most laps, but still, he led the most laps and won, which, Gordon didn't. He led the most laps, but, ended up coming in third because his teammate, Jimmy Johnson, passed him on lap 17 and went on to win the race. The others, we've talked about for the past couple weeks. He's been untouchable. He's been like the Teflon driver. Well, somebody finally put a metal spatula in his Teflon pan and scratched it up or something.
The other thing I wanted to bring up, and I want to get your opinion on this, during the Xfinity race, Kyle Busch was on his way to win the race, basically, and he had a little problem in the pit stop, and they penalized him for this, and I don't think it should be a penalty, and I want to get your opinion on this, and I'll tell you what happened. So you know how they've changed the rules this year to where you can have 5 guys over the wall, and the gas man, he cannot do anything but fuel the car. While he is fueling the car, he cannot let go of the gas can and do anything else. He can kick a tire with his foot, but he cannot take his hands off the gas can and do any service to that car. Well, during Kyle Busch's pit stop, the gas man was fueling the car, and he finished the fueling. He took the gas can out of the car, and he put it behind the wall. Then he went and he helped, I think it was a tire carrier. He helped carry a tire with his hands. NASCAR penalized them for that and said that, no, they violated that rule. But here's the thing. I don't think they violated the rule because at that point, he is no longer a gas man, right?
If he's done his job as a gas man, fueled the car up, he's done. He's done with that.
See, I think NASCAR has to go in and clarify that rule now, saying, okay, throughout the entire stop, the gas man is a gas man, and he fuels the car. Because in my I would have thought the same thing. If I was a crew chief, I would have told the gas man the same thing. I'd have been like, okay, when you get the fuel in the car and you are done, help out with the crew. Because I'm like, you're no longer holding the can. It's a safety issue is what it is. But he's no longer got the can. I've still got 5 guys over the wall, so I'm still okay there. You go ahead and lend a hand where you can.
Yeah, and I see what you're saying there, Justin. If he's done his job and they're allowing 5 guys over the wall, and he's still eligible or whatever to be out there, if he can do something, he's one of the 5 guys that's allowed over the wall.
That's what I would think.
Out of the 12-man roster that they're doing this year.
And I guess maybe that's it. Maybe, NASCAR's wanting to be so specific with the rosters now. The teams have to hand in the roster with everyone's name and what their job is, right? So maybe that's what they're going after is on the roster, J.R. Rierson was the gas man. And when J.R. picked up the tire, J.R. was no longer a gas man, he was a tire carrier. That violates the roster? Is that what they mean? I just think they have to be a little clearer on that rule.
And they very well should be. And NASCAR has been so strict.
I know.
Over the years.
I know.
At one time, Bill France was probably the only one that actually knew how the point system and everything else worked in NASCAR.
It's confusing now. There's so many rules now. There's so many rules. I'd love to see how thick a NASCAR rule book is.
Oh man, it may be more. It may be a bigger book than a box,